2009. It was a year that saw historic changes, unbelievable tragedy, reasons to celebrate, and reasons to mourn. In January, the world witnessed the historic inauguration of the United States' first African-American president. Barack Obama swept into office amid promises of change and bipartisanship, but his administration was soon met with roadblocks. From dozens of health care protests all across the country to debate and criticism over the handling of Wall Street bailouts.
Please raise your right hand and repeat.
Sonia Sotomayor became the Supreme Court's first Hispanic justice, chosen by President Obama to replace retiring David Souter. Sarah Palin, the former vice presidential candidate and charismatic governor of Alaska, stunned the political world when she announced her resignation and then resurfaced with a book titled Going Rogue, which became an instant bestseller. Senator Ted Kennedy, one of President Obama's most vocal supporters and one of the most recognized names in politics, lost his battle with brain cancer. Kennedy had served 46 years in the Senate, making him the second most senior member. Walter Cronkite, once known as the most trusted man in America, died at the age of 92. The broadcast icon anchored the CBS Evening News for almost 2 decades, where he coined his trademark ending to the newscast, and that's the way it is. But it was word of the death of musical legend Michael Jackson that sent shockwaves around the world and triggered an outpouring of grief. The 50-year-old was preparing to launch his final tour when he died from an overdose of the powerful sedative propofol. His death was later ruled a homicide, and his doctor, Conrad Murray, remains a focus in the investigation. Tragedy struck in the sports world, too. In April, Steve Mcnair, the former quarterback for the NFL's Tennessee Titans, was shot dead in his sleep by a 20-year-old girlfriend who then committed suicide. A bizarre accident where Tiger Woods ran into a tree and a fire hydrant near his driveway shifted the focus from the golfer's game to his personal life and led to speculation about extramarital affairs. The influence of reality television was widespread this year, and nowhere was that more apparent than in the very public, very bitter separation and eventual divorce of John and Kate Gosselin. The two starred in John and Kate Plus 8, their own reality show with their twins and sextuplets. Also coming soon to reality TV, Nadia Suleiman, the woman known as Octomom. The unemployed single mother gave birth to octuplets and already had 6 other children, all through in vitro fertilization. The Balloon Boy saga unraveled when Falcon Heaney revealed during an interview with parents Richard and Mayumi that the whole thing had been a hoax. Later reports said the couple was trying to get a reality show. Mikel and Tarek Salahi were also said to be reality show wannabes when they crashed a White House state dinner. The downfall of Bernard Madoff came full circle when he pleaded guilty to running a massive Ponzi scheme that defrauded thousands of investors of billions of dollars. He was sentenced to 150 years in federal prison. By mid-year, the Cash for Clunkers rebate program proved to be quite popular, but got mixed reviews on whether or not it actually stimulated the economy. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate shot up above 10%, and hopes for a quick end to the recession fizzled. The swine flu caused widespread panic and reached pandemic proportions in June, striking mainly young children and teens, forcing worried parents to wait in long lines for the vaccine. The year was also marked with several horrific mass shootings. In March, a man with a grudge went on a rampage, shooting and killing 10 people in Alabama, several of them relatives, before taking his own life. A few weeks later, 13 people were killed when a gunman barricaded himself in an immigration center in Binghamton, New York, and opened fire on people there. In November, police say Major Nidal Hassan walked on to the most populous military base in the world and killed 13 people. 30 others were wounded. Hassan was shot but survived. And then there were those stories of hope and inspiration. When a U.S. Airways plane crashed into the Hudson River, many feared the outcome.
Which runway would you like at Teterboro? We're going to be in the Hudson.
But Captain Chesley Sullenberger, better known as Sully, amazingly landed the plane flat on the water, and all 150 passengers and 5 crew members got out safely. 2 American journalists sentenced to 12 years for entering North Korea were pardoned, released, and brought home by former President Bill Clinton. And finally, after 18 years, J.C. Dugard also got to go home. Kidnapped at age 11, raped repeatedly, and held hostage that entire time. The young girl is a grown woman now and mother of 2. Dugard says she's happy to be back. Diane Kepley, The Associated Press.